Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to be getting the show started in just another minute or two here. Get things rolling. A reminder that, as always, this is a free show. Do not feel obligated to tip, but if you'd like to help support Don and all he's doing, all of that information is going into the chats in just a moment, wherever you are joining from. Thank you for your patience. We'll see you guys shortly.
Hello everyone. Hey, how you doing? Hi. It's Thursday night. Here we are doing it again. This is our Thursday night thing. Let me just check and see. Look at all the folks that we have here. Let's see what states are represented here. Nebraska, New Mexico, California, Central Massachusetts. That's a state, isn't it? Michigan, Kentucky, Kansas, Illinois. Welcome to everybody. Those of you that are watching on other platforms, Facebook and YouTube, you're welcome to come over here to the Zoom part where it's a little more interactive, or you can maintain your anonymity over there if you like. The information will be placed in the chats on the different platforms if you want to come over here and yell at me in between songs, which is a common occurrence here. So if you're new here, I just want to say welcome to you. If you're in the Zoom part of this thing, we're going to enable you to unmute yourself if you're in a relatively quiet place, remembering that any sound that you make is as loud as I am, so try to keep that in mind. Like a squeaky chair or whatever is pretty disruptive, but so go ahead and unmute yourselves if you can. So let's see. Brandon, do I need to change that so they can do that? Yeah.
Nope, it's changed.
It's changed. So go ahead. Let's see what we can get for unmuted participants here. There's a couple right there. There you go. That's some more. Go ahead. Holler at me as you unmute. Go ahead.
Hey, John.
Wang.
All right. So I like this. You know, it can get out of hand, but we have Brandon watching to keep it monitored on it, so that if it gets disruptive, he'll mute you just for a minute and you can come back on. But I like it so I can hear. So those of you that are new, what we're gonna do is test this. So I'm gonna count to 3. All right. When I get to 3, just laugh like you heard something funny, and then we'll test and see how it sounds. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, everybody, laugh. I think it's amazing how people can fake laughing like that. It's quite good. Some of you are quite good at this. All right, so thank you and welcome. I see my friend from Kentucky here, and her daughter wants to hear this song, so I'm going to start out with this. So daughter's name is Philia. There you are right there, Philia. Philia comes every week with her parents. She brings the old people with her, and I appreciate that. Philia from Kentucky does a couple of big favors for me. One, every time I see her in the square, I know to watch what I'm saying. Not all the way. I still say things I shouldn't, but I keep a lid on it, because I don't want I want to be good to Philia. And she asked her mother to ask me to play this song. My mother didn't know the song, so this is going to be a surprise to Mom, I think, right? So it's going to say a lot about Philia and her parents. This is a song I wrote when my kids were little. It's called Psycho Mom and Dad. Here, Kentucky, this is going out to you right now. When Mama come home from work today, I tell you what she saw. Every toy that me and my sister owned was laying out on the floor, and the table was covered with peanut butter, half-eaten sandwiches. There was cereal bowls, an open jar of mayo, an empty can of tuna fish. Dad was eating a pizza, he had 2 or 3 slices gone. The sports page was laying on the living room floor, and the football game was on. But when Ma tripped over my toy transformer, that pushed her over the edge, and that's when we knew she was turning into Psycho Mom again. She's screaming, I'm fed up, finished, I'm through, I've had enough, I'm running away. Leaving today, I'm gonna join the carnival. But first I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals. I used to be normal, used to be calm, picking up after you animals, turn me into Psycho Mom. I used to yell that part, but I'm afraid I'll hurt myself. Ma was working, Dad was babysitting us the other night. Me and my brother started yelling at each other, and we got into a fight. We were punching, scratching, pinching, pulling each other's hair. Just about the time we knocked the TV over, we saw Dad standing there. His blood was bubbling. He didn't say nothing. He stood there at the door. Me and my brother took a look at each other, and we looked up from the floor. And Dad started to scream like a wild banshee and started pulling out his own hair. And that's when we knew he was psycho too, and we better get out of there. He's screaming, I'm fed up, finished, I'm through. I'm running away. I'm leaving today, gonna join the carnival. But first I'm selling you kids for $1 a pound to a couple of cannibals. I used to be normal, you never got bad. Babysitting you animals, turn me into Psycho Dad. For an hour, our mother and father were trying to keep us in bed. Me and my sister never miss a chance to play with their heads. We were using every excuse in the book to try to keep from going to sleep. She said, I'm thirsty. I said, I've got to pee. She said, I forgot to brush my teeth. We just got done with that classic one, upon this fateful night, where you say it's too dark and they turn on the light, and then you cry 'cause the light's too bright. And My eyes bugged out, Dad's head exploded, and they both climbed up the wall. You should thank the Lord that you were not born to psycho Dad and Mom. They're screaming, we're fed up, finished, we're through. We've had enough, running away. Woo, leaving today, gonna join the carnival. But first we're selling you kids for a penny a pound to anybody that will take you. We used to be normal. You remember, dear, it was 1974. We were hitchhiking around America trying to find ourselves. That's right. We were reading Be Here Now by Ram Dass, which was required reading for all hitchhikers in the 70s. That's right. You had to have a copy of that big gigantic book in your backpack as you stood on the side of the road in New Mexico near where Tim Mason lives right now. We were peaceful creatures. We never got mad. Raising you animals turned us into psycho Mom and Dad. There you go. Philia, there you go. Wave at me. There you go.
Nice job. Love it.
Woo!
I can tell the parents didn't know that song. They were horrified. They're like, child, what are you doing? Philia, you're under punishment. Now you have to go to bed now. All right, I have to tell you the epilogue to that story. I think that Ram Dass, Baba Ram Dass, was I played that song in Tampa one time on a radio station. It's called WMNF, a really interesting radio station. And I played that song. I talk about Ram Dass. I talk about all that, right? And after that, I got an email from him. And it said, Still Here, which was the name of his book at the time. So there you go. There's my Baba Ram Dass story there. WMNF here. We're just going off script here, as we always do. I'm just thinking, it's a really interesting radio station. This is the story. They had some public money. This was in Tampa. And they had some public money, but mostly they were kind of a community station. And they played something, that was not the politician heard and didn't like it. It was political, right? And he threatened to take their funding away, right? So they used it and reached out to all of their listeners, and they got so many donations that they were able to give up their public funding and just become a community station, right? WMNF in Tampa, South Florida. I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown and spend them on you? I don't want to stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years, built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers. Saved our money for the future. Now the future's here. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me. How it used to be every week on Friday night. There is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year, If cancer was a man, I would punch him in the throat. I don't want to stay home tonight. 'Cause time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and it wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me. How it used to be every week on Friday night. There is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. Can't stay out till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What have we been working for? Let's take a nap. Take our inhalers. take a multivitamin, and then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who didn't die from the way we used to party back then. I don't want to stay home tonight, 'cause time isn't sentimental. It doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and it wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. Can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home. Can't stay home. I can't. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home. Can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight.
Yo, done.
All right, John.
All right, done.
Yay, Don.
Good to see you. Hey, that's Elizabeth. I can tell by the sound now. Elizabeth is here. Wow. Jazz poets are here. The
Yep.
property value is going down by the dozens. All right. So here, I'll play this song, and then I'm gonna read something. Later in the show, if you hang around, I'm gonna read something by Ferlin Getty, because he just passed away, 101 years old, and I thought I'd
Wonderful.
later, so hang around for that if that has any interest to you. But here, this is a song for my wife I wrote a long time ago. We're getting ready to sell this house, and so 31 years we've been here, so we're having a lot of, what do you call them, feels? We're having a lot of feels over here about moving on and all that. One of the things that I wanted to say to the people, if they do wind up buying this place, it's a young couple who's sort of interested in it, is that they're buying a place that has had a ton of laughter in it. I mean, there's been some problems, but there hasn't been a lot of real anger or people not talking to each other for weeks like it was when I was growing up in my house. There's just mostly been a lot of love and just tons of laughter. This house has just been full of laughter all these years, and so I don't think that means anything. It's certainly not gonna change the price of it or anything, but I just wanted to say to them that they're buying a place that's had a lot of people laughing in it, and I'm not sure if that has value to them, but it sure has value to me. I've been in houses when I was an alarm installer, and walk in the door, and I thought, I've many times thought to myself, if I laughed in here, I'd probably be the first person who did it in 20 years. Like, you can just feel the weight of the anger in somebody's house or whatever. So anyway, this is called Sassy Brats for my wife, and she just this is a good example of how we talk to each other, Lynn style, just making sure the other one doesn't get too big of a hit, I guess is how it is. In the 42 years that we have been wed, I wondered if you ever heard a word I said, till I said pass that remote control over here, and you told me to blow it out my ear. I love you, you're a sassy brat. You make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. When my fans call up and say that I'm great, you tell them that is a huge mistake, that if they had to live with me they would understand what a big pain in the ass I am. I love you, you're a sassy brat. You make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. Now there are men that like women that they can dominate, that bring them breakfast in bed and always tell them that they're great. Well, my sassy lady never does that for me, but at least a life with her is definitely not boring. She says if you want me to believe that you're great, do a couple loads of laundry around here someday. Hey pal, it's only because you're still kinda cute that I haven't already gotten rid of you. I love you, you sassy brat. You make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. You said the kids have both gone to the show. How about a little quickie before they come home? And I say, hey, I suppose you think you're really slick, the way that you keep emphasizing little and quick. I'm not that sure I love you, you're a sassy brat. You hurt my ego and you make me mad. Please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. Sassy bratty lady been a hang around here, driving me crazy all of these years. If I could ever afford to see a psychiatrist, ask him why the hell do I like being treated like this? We were in bed but we were still awake. You said I really love you in this life we've made. I said, hey, can I quote you on what you just said? And you told me if I did you'd punch me in the head. I love you, you sassy brat. You make me mad and you'll make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. I hope it's not too much to ask. Let me grow old. Oldest with my sassy brat. There you go.
Woo!
Yay,
Yay, sassy brat.
Going wild.
Right.
Yaha!
Crowd is going wild. The little squares are losing it. That's
Oh
right.
my
they're
goodness.
losing it. All right, so I'm writing another book. I swore I'd never do it. I don't, but I'm immersed in it now. I can't stop doing it. It took a long time. My last book that I wrote, I think I was done with it in, I don't know, a long time ago. I forget even when it was, but it's been a long time, and I swore I'd never do it again. And it took a long time for me to get to the place. Like I had to force myself to write, and now I can't wait to get out of bed and write. I'm slow to this process because I don't like getting here because it gets in the way of other stuff I have to do. I can't function when I'm in this writing zone. But that's where I am now. So I think this thing's gonna be done, I would say, in a few months probably. It's plowing along pretty well.
That's good news, Don. Great.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I hate to read when I know there's so many good writers in the crowd here, but I'm just going to suck it up and do it. So here, this is a piece that I wrote quite a while back, but now I've been thinking about it because we're selling the house. We're trying to sell the house. And so this is a scene that takes place in a longer story, and we just had Christmas here. There's been a ton of laughter. Everybody, the whole family was here, and like in our family, like whoever is the funniest is like in a position of strength and royalty. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's gunning for them, like who's ever the funniest. So when we all get together with the cousins and my brother and sister, this house is just jammed with laughter. So it's quiet now. Her and I are talking, and so instead of saying he said and she said like that, I think I'll go like this. This is when I'm looking this way, that's her talking. I'm looking this way, that's me talking. We'll see how this goes. All right, Dawn, I love the way this house feels right now. Me too. Sitting here, I can almost see the laughter from the past 6 hours lingering near the ceiling light. I think the walls in the home are absorbent. Tomorrow morning, all this lingering laughter and love will be a permanent part of this place. Oh, Jesus, are you going to get all Ram Dass on me now? And then, affecting a holier-than-thou tone, she says, in the spiritual teachings, it is written that if you do enough psychedelics, the walls of the temple will reveal the history of all the enlightened souls who ever lived between them. You think you're funny, don't you? Ram Dass just died. Well, I guess he won't be able to be here now then, will he? All right, that's just a joke for me. All right. Too soon?
That's funny.
Too soon? Yeah, probably too soon. Seriously though, when I was installing alarms in people's houses, there were homes I went into where the silence felt toxic. I sometimes felt, like I just said, if I laughed, I would be the first person to ever do so in that space. I was just messing with you. Of course I know what you mean. Silence is a complex thing. A few minutes ago, while we were just sitting here, I was appreciating how beautiful the silence was, and of course then you started talking and ruined it. I'm kidding. All adult children of alcoholics know the difference between the sweet quiet of a happy home and the brutal quiet of an unhappy one. After my parents would have a big fight, The thing I remember most is the icy silence that followed, sometimes for days. I remember thinking that silence should be an opportunity for a kid to feel safe and daydream about sunshiny kid stuff, not an unleashing of worry and feelings of not being able to make things better. I never forgot how it felt, and I'm so happy that we were able to create a home where quiet is good. Yeah, this house has had a ton of laughter in it. I wonder how the young couple will react when they're spending their first night in this house 50 years from now and they're realizing that all the walls are filled with laughter. I'm pretty sure they'll think the place is haunted. Right! Maybe we should leave them a note saying that we just couldn't afford fiberglass to insulate the walls, so we just filled them up with a bunch of guffaws that we had hanging around. Nice try, Dawn. I'm going to bed. Get some sleep. You'll be funnier in the morning. Namaste, Bodhisattva. Namaste, shithead. Ta-da!
Very good. That's excellent.
Hey. I'm looking forward to that new book.
All right. Felia, sorry about the curse words, but we know the children love them. All right, there you go. Now, does anybody want to hear anything, or do you know, just kind of, you can throw in the chat. How's that sound? I'll try to get to it later.
Elijah.
What is it, Elijah? All right.
Yeah, I agree, Elijah.
All right, this is Sarah requesting that. Sarah comes every week from California. She lives near was it the campfire? Was that what it's called, Sarah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of the big fires that was threatening her house, but she was able to get out of it without her, getting too close to her. But we love Sarah a great deal. She
Yes, we do.
she's really if she stops coming, I'm gonna have to rethink whether I'm doing it or not. But no pressure, Sarah. She likes this song because it's a spiritual number. It's one of these ones that's really good for children too. No, it's not really. Here, I'll tell you a story. No, I'll wait till later when we're just grown-ups here. I'll tell you a story about this later. Okay. So this is called "The Shameful Ballad of Elijah, the Precocious Orchard Queen." I wrote this song when Terry and I we had gotten a job picking fruit in Washington State, and this is what happened. Let me tell you about the fall of '79. We were running out of money, running out of time. We wound up picking pears way over in Washington. For 8 months before that, we were hitching down the road with a dog named Elijah, 1 year old. Loved that dog, had her since she was a little pup. Now a baby was growing up. What got into Elijah, I just can't say. Yes, she started reaching the curious age, and she had this aroma she was sending all over the land. And in every backyard for 4 or 5 miles, every male dog was howling and going wild. They were driving their owners crazy, but they didn't care. Dog love was in the air. Jumping out of windows, breaking off chains. Poodles, Cocker Spaniels, German Shepherds, Great Danes. They were raunchy, rabid, ugly, mangy, mean. They were trying to find the orchard queen. I was in a tree, Elijah was right down beneath me. To my surprise, I saw 25 male dogs closing in on her. So I picked me a pear and I threw it on down, and I hit a Cocker Spaniel, knocked him to the ground. He got up quick, he was dazed, but he wasn't deterred. And so I threw down another and I hit him on the head, and he went down hard. Thought he was dead, but he still went for Elijah after taking 2 direct hits. The little sucker was passionate. We jumped from the tree and we ran to the shack, pursued by a horny, crazed wild dog pack. And our dog Elijah fought us every inch of the way. And when we got to the shack, we were both in shock, and we felt like we were in a movie by Hitchcock. We looked at each other and we didn't know what to say. How could our little girl act this way? You try to bring them up, but right, you feed them Alpo and keep them tied at night. You try to teach them morals and teach them about society. One day you know they are an innocent child, the next day you know they're out running so wild. Elijah, I never thought you would turn out to be the picture of promiscuity. The next morning I took a pair of my BVD underwear and I put them on Elijah and I put her tail through the little hole. All the little squares, just look up at the ceiling and try to picture that for a minute. And I let her run free in the orchard that day, and every male dog in Washington State took a try at Elijah, but the only thing they felt was the low-budget chastity belt. That night when we got to the shack, took the underwear, I threw them out back. They were wet and they were dirty and I didn't think much of it. Lord Almighty, what happened then when the male dogs got a good whiff of them? It was the biggest dog riot that there ever was anywhere. It was over Elijah's underwear. Fought and rumbled and they brawled all night. They were killing one another till the morning light. They were fighting to the death for the greatest prize anywhere. When it all was finished, when it all was done, the Doberman Pinscher was the champion. He was wounded, but he looked so triumphant, standing there with Elijah's underwear. He won them fair and square. They were tore to shreds, he did not care. He looked so proud standing there. There you go, Sarah.
Yay!
Never fails to make me laugh, Don. Never fails.
I bet she likes it.
Oh, good. All right, so my other, let's see, is Jen and Eleanor still here? Where are they? Let's
It's
see.
here, yep.
There they are.
Ellen, is your baby still awake, Jen? No? Oh, there she is right there. There he is. Dawn
Oh,
White,
look at, she's got her shirt on.
the littlest Dawn White. So everybody go on. Hey, can you spotlight her for a second? Somebody bring.
You want me to spotlight Jen?
Yeah. There you go. The littlest Dawn White fan. There it is right there.
Who is that?
So,
I know, that's Sophie. We don't want to see Sophie.
that's all right. So this is Eleanor and Jen. Jen's the mom, and Jen's been coming to my concerts since she's been not a lot bigger than Eleanor, really. How old were you when the first time you came to see me, Jen? Do you think probably 6 or something? Or
Yeah, I was young.
yeah, I had to walk around singing that night too. Now, but so this baby has been hearing my music in vitro, right? So is this particular song, oh, there you go, there's another one there, coming in April. That's from Michigan. So I'm gonna sing this song for her, and not always, but sometimes, like when I start to sing this song, if you keep an eye on her, if you watch her in your gallery view, she has a pre-born memory. Oh, how do you keep a kid that size focused? This sometimes happens with there. So I'm gonna sing this song for Eleanor and Jen. There is a little girl with pretty curls. She's about 5 years old, and she's waiting at the gate for her dad to come home. When he pulls around the corner in his shiny white car, she feels the magic light up in her heart. And he picks her up and he holds her. He says he missed her. He's glad that she is here. As the child lays her head on his shoulder, she whispers these words in his ear. Daddy, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now she is 20 and there's plenty of love everywhere. She's getting married, so her family and her friends are all there. They've gathered this morning to stand at her side as she waves goodbye to this time in her life. And they each take a moment to hold her and to tell her what she means to them. In a world that seems to keep getting colder, she has been blessed with a warm family and friends. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are older and no one told her it got crazy like this. They're going to night school, they're working jobs too, they're raising 3 kids. The youngest one is crying with a bruise on her knee. She needs attention and she needs sympathy. And when she picks her up and she holds her, that old magic lights up in her heart. And as the child lays her head on her shoulder, she knows exactly why they're working so hard. Little girl, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are 60 and their history spans 40 odd years. They have buried their parents, now their grandkids are here. There's something about the way they look in each other's eyes that speaks softly about the meaning of a life. And when he puts his arm out to hold her, it feels so familiar and warm. She thinks love is an expanding endeavor till your last breath from the moment you're born. Now she is 80 and she hates being in this nursing home. Her man's been gone now for a long while and she feels so alone. She closes her eyes and she begins to pray that a little comfort might just come her way. And God lifts her up and he holds her, and she remembers this feeling she has. She is not a woman whose life is almost over. She's a little girl being held by her dad. And God, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. And God, love is real simple. Love is real simple. Love is real simple and true.
Beautiful, Dawn.
Beautiful, Dawn.
Thank you.
Woo!
Never
Yeah.
grows old.
No,
Never, Marilyn.
that's a classic.
I've grown old singing it. Aside from the thing has too many verses. It's another one of these songs of mine that's just like a novel crammed into a song. But so like I wrote it. I was probably in my 20s, right? So I was just guessing at the characters above the 15-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, right? But now I have become them. Like every decade or so, I am a new character in this stupid song, right? And so I'm holding out now for the 80-year-old. But I think it's probably in my interest to write a couple more verses. Like he's 90. Maybe I'll get to there. And when I was in this band called the Loomers. They used to make fun of the song so bad. They'd be like, now she's 120 and she smells funny. Like they go like that all the time. All right. Anyway, it's been a good song for me. People have flown me around the country to sing it at weddings and funerals. Like, what song can you write that's good at a wedding and a funeral? I don't know. It's quite a niche right there. Actually, I've been asked to sing at a lot of funerals over the years, which is, of all the markets, that's the weirdest one. One time a woman called me and said, I want you to play at my funeral. I'm like, where are you calling me from? Cell phones are kind of weird. Maybe they work from the other side. I don't know. All right, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to play till about 5 minutes of... I'm going to have our Poets Corner. Marilyn Ray Byer is here, and she's going to be a representative for our Poets Corner tonight. She's going to do a poem, and then we'll take a short break. And during the break, if you can donate, that would be great. Just be about 3 or 4 minutes. Then I'll come back and play till about 20 past or thereabouts, and then if you want to hang around, we have an after party with some special guests, guests coming from New York City and from Los Angeles, California. So they're driving a long ways to get here, so we'll hope they'll make it on time. All right, so let's see what to do. I see that my friend Bob's here, and he asked me to play this last time he was here, which I hadn't played before for years and now, but as long as I know one person wants to hear it, I'll play it. There you go. This is an example of songs that I would never play in Unitarian churches. The song's called "Stupid," and you should see what happens when I'll talk to you after that. After we'll talk. So just picture this like in like a Unity church or a Unitarian church with a lot of really lovely people who are well intentioned, but they bruise like ripe fruit, in my opinion. they just bruise so easy. I always have to be concerned about them, be careful around them, because their feelings get hurt early, because they just want the world to be a good place, and I shouldn't, I've been guilty of putting my West Lynn rough edges on them when it really wasn't fair to them. This would be an example of one I wouldn't play for them. I'm gonna play for you, Bob. These are the days when your hair turns all gray and your naivete starts slipping away. When your teenage children prove themselves to be exactly as stupid as you used to be. Stupid, stupid. Your kids are doomed to be stupid, stupid, stupid. The curse your mama put on you came true. I hope your kids grow up and act just like you. It's a 4th of July party and the whole family's there. Little kids, teenagers, and adults everywhere. Your Uncle Charlie says, have you seen my beer? I left a case of Budweiser sitting right over here. 2 hours later, your son's on his knees, puking his guts out, crying, kill me, God, please. And you say, pardon me, son, have you any idea what might have happened to Uncle Charlie's case of beer? And he looks up at you with death on his face and says, honest Dad, it must have been something I ate. Stupid, stupid. This kid thinks his dad is stupid, stupid, stupid. The curse your mama put on you came true. I hope your kids grow up and act just like you. You take all your worst qualities and all of your wife's, you stir them up together till they're blended just right, and then you let that simmer for about 14 years with 5 pounds of attitude and a couple of beers, and you pour that concoction in a big baking bowl. You add 10 pounds of hormones that are out of control, and what you've created will go by the name of the everything that sucks about you both souffle. That's right. My mom is laughing her head off. She's rolling on the floor. She's saying, stop it, Dawn. I can't take this anymore. Because the funniest thing that my mom has ever seen is me yelling at my kids for behaving like me. There you go.
Yeah, done. Awesome.
Woo!
All right, the crowd is going wild. All right.
Love it.
Okay, so let me play one more song for you, and then we'll get Marilyn up here. I want to thank you all for coming. You know, supporting artists when we can't get out to where you are is means a lot to all of us. All of us, the poets and musicians and storytellers and everybody who made their living traveling around and performing. We're kind of locked in these boxes now, but it means a lot to me that you come out, and I try my best to do a good job for you and to take a little pressure off you. So I'm gonna play this song because there's a disproportionate amount of poets in this place tonight, and I'm gonna play this wordy one for you if I can remember how to do it. And I've been thinking about this too, you know. So Teresa and I left this city in 1974 to hitchhike around the country for 3 years, and then when we came back, we were just, you know, not like your average Lynn person anymore. Our world got too opened up for us to come back and be able to fit in, but this is where our support system was, and there's things about this place that we like and all that. So here's the thing, if I can remember it, how to play it. No, that's not it. In my living room I have a crazy box. It shows me scary things and it talks and talks. It never stops all night and day. It tells me why I should be afraid. And then camera crews drive by my door to look for violence, hate, and war. And they film the worst things that they see, and the crazy box shows them all to me. It says, be afraid, stay here, be safe, don't go away to that other place. It's cold out there and the wind will blow. What we really mean is we need you so. We were in high school then, you had the bluest eyes. They were like looking into the summer sky. You pointed them at me and said, let's get away from this factory town when we graduate. And so we made a plan to go on the road to discover what our future holds. And when we told our friends and families, almost all of them said to you and me, be afraid, stay here, be safe, don't go away to that other place. It's cold out there and the wind will blow. What we really mean is we need you so. We lived on the road for several years, learned many things, conquered many fears. After that we raised our family, and when they grew up they said to you and me, we have made a plan to go on the road to discover what our future holds. That's when the summer sky began to cry. I saw the rain fall down from the bluest eyes. But we had made a vow in our younger days, if this day should come, we would never say, be afraid, stay here, be safe, don't go away to that other place. It's cold out there, the wind will blow. What we really mean is we need you so. What we really mean is we'll miss you so. What we really mean is go on, just go.
Beautiful, Dawn.
Absolutely.
Yay, that's
Love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
how you
not
do it.
all underwear on puppy dogs. There's other songs in this.
I know.
All right.
Oh, we love it.
That's essential.
All right. So again, just to review, I'm gonna have Marilyn do a poem for us now, because she's gonna, I think, be the fourth installment of our Poets Corner, which I am loving.
Woo!
Me too.
Try to get her into at least do another poem later in the after party if she's willing to hang around. So after that, I'll take just like a 3 or 4 minute break. It's where you can donate if you'd like to. We'll put the information up here on the screen, but no pressure. If you're not making money, that's okay. I love you. No problem. All right, so it is my pleasure now to introduce somebody that I've known a long time. She was, I first knew her as a radio personality here in Boston on WUMB, but she just became my friend almost right away. I just thought she was just a great human being. But then later, she had like this secret, wanted to be a storyteller and a poet and all that, and so we talked about it, and she wound up coming to Speak Up quite a lot, and then went to Jonesboro and got totally smitten by the storytelling world, and since she's just exploded since then. She's coming to us from Chicago, and we'll talk about all she's doing out there later on in the evening. But please welcome our fourth installment in the Poets Corner here at the Dawn White Thursday Night Show. One of the great people in this world, Marilyn Ray Byer.
Hey, Marilyn.
Hey, Marilyn.
thank you.
So good to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you so much. As Don alluded to, when I was a kid, I was a public speaking student and did all the speech events in the Illinois High School Association and was a poetry reader and competition and so forth. It never occurred to me that I could read my own writing. I mean, it just seemed preposterous. But Don and a couple other people, Cheryl Peralt and Ellen Schmidt, kept, and Ann Eater Mulhane, I don't know if she's still around. I hope so.
Yes.
Anyway, they kicked my bottom around quite a bit and got me writing and gave me the nerve to perform. And then Don just invited me here tonight. Now I'm going to read you something. A couple of you might have heard this at the Salem Writers Group, but this is one that is new. So it's not, maybe it's not even finished, but I'm happy to share it with you. And the title of it is, in fact, Here Comes New. Here comes new. Here comes new. Here comes new. The whole world smells like a new car, new paint, a new rubber doll. We waited and waited for this baby to be born. Here comes new. No matter how old, no matter who. What's new? Air, thought, eyes. Here comes new. Here comes all. Here comes right. Left or right? Or what? What can be what? Perfect? Not. Not stupid, not dying, not waiting to die, not waiting any longer, because here comes new. Here comes new. Here comes new.
Yeah.
Yay, Marilyn.
Oh,
Excellent.
Marilyn. So
That is
good.
great, Marilyn.
So
Thank
good.
you.
Well, thank you. And of
Thank you.
course, we are all mourning the passing of the great Lawrence Ferlinghetti. And I have to give credit to the pastor of the Lansing Presbyterian Church, who many decades ago on Youth Sunday allowed me to read as the sermon on Youth Sunday, Christ climbed down, and I am waiting as the sermon in church. I mean, like,
I love I Am
Right?
Waiting.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
Rebirth of Wonder.
right. I am waiting for a new rebirth of wonder. And my gosh, what a wonderful life he had. The kind of the last of my living heroes has gone on to take care of things upstairs. So God
Well,
bless him.
we're gonna acknowledge him later in the program. Marilyn, that was just wonderful. It's so great to see you. There's so many. There's a lot of writers in this crowd here tonight, so I could see them just totally being pulled into what you're doing because I'm spying on everybody while you're reading. And let's hear.
Well,
one
there's MP and Liz, and I see Peter there too. Hello, mwah, and Neil, and a bunch of old friends. Great to see you all.
All
And
right, let's hear it from
meet new
Marilyn,
faces.
and we'll see her later on in the program.
Woo!
awesome, Marilyn.
Yay, Marilyn.
Thanks, Marilyn.
Beautiful job. Wonderful.
Woo!
All right, so boys and girls, I'm gonna check out and go splash some water on my face for about 3 minutes or so. We're gonna put the information up here on this big screen where you can drop a few bucks in the hat and help out with the grocery bill if you are able to. Also, those of you that have difficulty figuring out how money magically transfers through the internet, we'll put some information up there so you can put a check in you can actually stick the money in an envelope if you want and mail it to me at my address. As long as it gets to me in the next month or so, I think we'll be all right. So I'll be back in just a little while. Much love to you, and I'll see you soon.
Hey, Neil. Wake up. I just wanted to say hi. We had a lull in the action. You're muted though, darling, with your pink background.
I'm sorry. I was just typing.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And how are you doing?
Good. Good. Yeah, that's the first I've heard of Ferlinghetti.
See?
What?
See, look what you learn here.
Yeah.
The Don White Show is just a place to learn so many things. Meet so many incredible people.
I know Tim hosted him in some crazy small club. Where was that? The Blue Plate in Holden.
Blue Plate in Holden.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's kind of, like paneled wood paneling and a lot of smoke. Really small.
Now, how come I can't see you at all, Shannon?
Pardon me?
How come you have no video at all?
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do? You're just shutting it off, so I can't see you.
No. It's actually on. Are you in gallery view?
I just put it into gallery view. Yep.
I'm here. I'm in the big room with the fireplace.
Well, I saw it earlier, but I don't see it now at all. It's all dark and you're obviously not muted.
Well,
it's good to see you. Good
You
to see
too. I can see you. It's good to see you.
And I'm going to be in touch with Evermore and our dear friend at Evermore.
That's great. Yeah, they're doing work in Massachusetts now. They're
Yes.
training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually plan on volunteering for Evermore.
Oh, good.
And
Yeah,
that's
they-
my
It might be
chapters.
that your camera is flipped down. Your camera cover is flipped down?
That could be.
We can't really go on until we can see Shannon, can we? I mean,
Yeah.
no.
Or Tim. I mean, you know, we need them both.
Take the camera cover off.
There. It all looks normal from here. You're just going to have to suffer silently.
Oh my goodness, Shannon.
Both shows
Shannon
ruined.
and Tim.
Now
and
it's just
Bill.
ruined.
How could Don go on with the show without you guys? We know you're here.
I can do it audibly. We can do it audibly. So thank you for everybody who donated. I appreciate it so much. We're gonna buy groceries with that money tomorrow. So, what do you, Sarah? What do you think? Should we have a dance party at the end of this program tonight, or what? Thumbs up on that. Everybody's up on that.
Yes,
All right.
please. Yes, please.
Yes, please on that. All right, it's unanimous. Sarah says yes. It's unanimous.
And I second that emotion.
All right. All kids are grown, they're both in their 20s. They live at home, they are never gonna leave. And why should they go? They've got it good here, you know. Their food, their phone, their rent is free. They would have to be out of their minds to leave. But I was thinking, what if things were different? You know, living here at home with you and me. What if we decided we could act like they both did when they were in their teens? So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I've got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. We'll both get really drunk, we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and we'll drive real fast down the thoroughfare. If we get a speeding ticket, hey, we won't care. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild, and they'll be the ones up all night worrying. Well, mama, climb out of this window. Come on out and be 16 with me. Picture our kids calling all our friends up and then asking them if they know where we are. Of course, all our friends will lie. They say they ain't seen us all night. Well, we'll be standing right beside them while they're on the phone, smoking, drinking, carrying on when we come strolling home on Sunday morning. Around 10 o'clock while the neighbors walk to church, our kids will ask us where we've been, and then they'll ask us again, and we will just make up a great big lie and swear that it's the truth until the day we die, and they'll be the ones trying to find the truth out. And we'll be the ones who are lying through our teeth. And under pressure, we'll confess that we had unprotected sex. That will gross them out so much they might just start to think about moving out. If turnabout is fair play in this life, then what better way to encourage them to live than to give them both a dose of what it was like to live with them when they were in their teens. So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I have got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. We'll both get really drunk, we'll put a big dent in her trunk, and no one will know where we are until we come home in a police car. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild, and they'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Oh man, be careful, you're not as young as you used to be. That's 40 feet down there. I should have brought a ladder, probably. You know what? The kids are both drunk and passed out. Let's just go out the front door. Come on out and be 16 with me. Yeah. All right.
Great.
Done. Great.
All right.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Very good one.
Killing me.
All right, there's a lot of Lynn. So Amy, is your baby asleep now? Put your thing right.
Yeah, she is. And sorry, we just got kicked off, but I was able to rejoin. We've been without power for like 2 weeks now, so we're running on a generator, and it ran out of gas.
Well, because of weather, because of snow.
Yeah, because we had the ice storm in eastern Kentucky, and so like I think there's still about 3,000 residents in my county that don't have power. So we're good now. The kids are asleep. The generator's got gas, and we're ready to go.
All right, so I want to go back and tell you this story. So that song Elijah that I was playing, which is really not the children's song, but you know, whatever. We'll do the best we can here.
We love it.
Here's the thing. If lots of times I would stop that song in the middle and say there's a line in it that says promiscuous, and I'd say that's a big word, you know. In my hometown here, we don't, you know. I would dumb that down and I would say wicked slutty instead, right? And so one time after one of my shows, I did that, and this woman came up to me with a girl, maybe your daughter's age. How old is she? How old is Ophelia?
She's 7.
About that, 7 or 8, this little curly-haired girl. And they walked up to me, I was selling CDs, and they came up, and the woman said to me, we want to know, we want you to explain to us what wicked slutty means. Right? I stood there horrified, and then she pushed me like this, and she goes, I'm just messing with you. And she walked away laughing.
So silly.
This is for everybody that's representing Lynn here tonight. Lynn, the town that I may be leaving sometime in the next year or so. I was born in the city of Lynn, home of the first turbine engine. And as if that wasn't enough, it's also the home of marshmallow fluff. You can travel the whole country, never find a bigger fluff factory. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. Don't talk slick like I'm from the Hant. I'm the son of a 30-year GE man. Don't be staring at me that way, cause I'm from Lynn, what can I say? I used to hang around in Barry Park. That's illegal after it gets dark, and I would stand on the bleachers where things got smoked and beer was chug-a-lug. Bottles broke later in the evening when the police come. 27 juveniles are on the run, and juveniles are running every way you see, jumping over fences, climbing in trees. But Don White is too loaded to get away, and his name is in the daily item on the next day. His mother, his father, they can't believe he would publicly humiliate the family. And I said, Mom from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn act this way. I don't talk slick, that's what I said. I'm not from Swampscott or Marblehead. Don't be staring at me that way. I am from Lynn, what can I say? You know, that whole verse was a lot funnier to me before I had teenagers of my own. Actually, now I have grandchildren that are almost teenagers. This song has a legacy of corrupting multiple generations of my bloodline. On the corner of every street, somebody's cooking something greasy to eat. Deep fat is frying everywhere you look. The town is bound for the record books. It's a million sub shops all night long. A socio-intestinal phenomenon. I just playing this song because I wanted to sing that line to all the poets in the crowd tonight. A socio-intestinal phenomenon. When I wrote that, I thought I was a poet. I knew I wasn't, but I thought it might be possible. Still think it's the best line I ever wrote. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? People from Lynn eat this way. There's no room in my stomach for French cuisine. Give me a bag of cheese curls and a submarine. Julia, child, get out of my face. I'm from Lynn, what can I say? That's how you know when a song's been around too long, when it actually has dead people in it. I left Lynn 10 years ago. I didn't know where I was gonna go. 10 of my friends were leaning up against Frank's Bar and Grill. It's 10 years later, they're leaning there still. Half of my friends who are not on the street are dead, in jail or annoying me, and I am from Lynn. What can I say? People from Lynn act this way, don't talk slick, that's what I said. They won't even let me into Marblehead. They're afraid I'll steal something, and in the past I have, and I might do it again. Don't be staring at me that way. I'm from Lynn, what can I say?
Woo! Yeah.
Ta-da.
All right, done.
All right, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to play this song called That's What Makes You Beautiful. Then we're going to have our little dance party. Then we'll take about right around somewhere in the vicinity of 8:30 or so, we'll start our after party. I see that Karen Hart is here. She's going to be part of it, and I'm expecting Pat Wichter to show up actually for this thing in a little while too. So, and Gina Forsyth is here. I might drag her in for a song or two. So all kinds of cool stuff's going to happen. But let me play this for you. I want to play this for MP if you haven't heard it, and it's on my Marilyn if you haven't heard. This one's a new, and it's a song that I always wanted to write. Because it's for people who they turned out good, even though they turned out kind, even though they weren't shown kindness as children. You know, like their parents had issues and weren't able to do that for them, or they turned out to be nurturing to their children when they weren't nurtured themselves. And I just always felt like I felt like it was an underappreciated miracle. It doesn't, you know, it's. The odds are against that happening. Most likely, folks that are treated that way treat the next generation the same way. But when you see somebody who found their kindness and their nurturing and their generosity of spirit in their own heart, I just feel like they should know that somebody is paying attention to the miracle that is. And here's your song. It's called That's What Makes You Beautiful. It's a gigantic wordy piece. It's a novel crammed into a song. But as everyone that comes here every week knows, I am done with that. I am just writing booty shaking songs after this, and we got a good booty shaking song that I've written that we're gonna have a little dance party with at the end. All right, so thank you all for being here. We're taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kind of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life, and then trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, In your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty is always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. You know it is not your fault that heroin and alcohol made them both too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night, or to have a life with just a little normalcy. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. When you feel hatred in your heart, you just remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the stronger thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, not your hypnotizing smile. It's not any of the many things that everyone can see. It's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. A young man's eyes see beauty in what is on the surface, not within. He will walk past what is beautiful to be near the thing that shines. But these old man's eyes find beauty in the story, in the journey. They have seen too much to be fooled by what attracts a young man's eyes. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. There was nothing that this world could do to crush the love inside of you. Under neglect, abuse, and selfishness, you were caring, kind, and generous. It is the lonely road that brought you here. It's how all alone you persevered. It's the defiance and tenacity of your heart song of humanity. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me. All right.
Ah, Dawn, that was beautiful.
That
Well
is a beauty.
done.
That's a beauty song.
That is a beautiful song.
That song's killing me. I get really pulled into it. I'm a big baby, you know. All right, now. So now it's time for our for the dance party. So like I said, that song is like all the songs I've been writing. I'm affected too much by these poets. I've been hanging around poets too much. It's ruining everything. Ruining everything. I'm like, that song has enough words in it for 5 songs, right? So I'm not doing that anymore. There's no money in it. I'm only writing booty shaking songs. That's it. That's where the money is, right? And so I've written one. It's called Boom Chugga Wang Wang. I wrote it in 2 minutes. I was eating a sandwich and reading a calculus book, and I did it with 2% of my attention span. You know, I love you, big mama. Let me see that. Bang, boom, chugga wang wang, boom, like that. It's like it's the nothingest of all the nothing songs, but I promise you, it's gonna be the most successful song I ever had in my life. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little dance party. But before we get to that, I want to teach you some Zoom tricks. Those of you that are over here. Those of you that are not on Zoom, I love you. I know you've been watching cat videos the whole time I've been performing, but I love you. It's okay. If you want to come over here and participate in the dance party, that would be great. But you can dance over there if you want. And YouTube, the anonymous, and just be anonymous over there. I know you're on the what do you call it, witness protection program, and you need to feel safe over there. You don't want anybody seeing you. That's okay too. You guys, the people in front of me, and there's a good hunk of you here tonight. So this is what we're gonna do. So I want to teach you something. If you're on a PC or if you're on a Mac and you have the newest update from Zoom, you can do this too. What we want to do is get as many people upside down, dancing on the ceiling. So if you're in a gallery view, you can see Sarah in California. She's already doing it. So you go where your camera is. Everybody just follow me. This is like a little workshop lesson. Where it says stop video, that thing, the little up arrow next to it, click that on. And then where it says choose video filters. If you see that. Now you may not have it, we're just going to walk past you if you can't do it. But you choose video filters and get in there. And then you'll see your picture, right? If you open it up and there's a screen. If you're on a PC, what is it, Brandon? Up in the corner? Help me out here.
Yeah, top right corner it says rotate 90 degrees. If you're on a Mac and you have the absolute newest version of Zoom, they just added it as well, but it'll say rotate 90 degrees. I see a lot of you have already figured it out.
All right, so those of you that can stay upside down like that, you are the key people in this, because you are you're going to be dancing on the ceiling, okay? And so here, put your hands like this and wave them back and forth, and it looks like you're dangling right from the ceiling. So you're important people in our dance party. Now, the rest of you, let's go back to that place. So we all got there. Click the arrow up. Oops, the up arrow. Get in there where it says choose video filter. And so you can change your background if you want, but we want to go where it says video filters, and that's all those squares down there, so that you can do all this weird stuff. You click on there and then you have like this madness here, or you can put the number 1 thing up there, or you can give yourself a Zoom hat or a halo. There you go. How about a halo for everybody? So we want you to all dress up as much as possible. This is Don White's end of concert Halloween dance party where half the audience is hanging from the ceiling. So do what you can now. Look at Marilyn.
Marilyn.
All right.
Jaunty.
Hey, very good. I like that.
We having fun now? All right, so here we go. So Pat, welcome. I know this looks insane to you. It is insane. So what we're doing is we're gonna. I'm all done writing wordy novellas. We're just gonna dance to this song that I wrote, with it's just a booty shaking song. Everybody stand up. This is the end of the concert. Stand up. Make sure your head is still in the thing. Like this here, watching it. Stand up so you can dance. Everybody, come on. And so those of you hanging from the ceiling, I'm really counting on you to be dangling like that, right there. And the rest of you, put something, put a mustache on or something, a pizza hat, something, right? All right?
No,
so
like
Brandon, go ahead and let's have the end of the Thursday night upside down costume party. Party with the anti-folk song. This song is anti-folk. It's got no redeeming qualities. It's just about booty shaking. Go ahead.
I love you, big mama. Let me say that thing. Boom chugga wang wang. Boom chugga wang. When I see you chugga wang, it makes me wanna sing. Boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang. My mom wants me to read and try to use my brain, but I just wanna see my baby. Boom chugga wang. Boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang. The DJ at the wedding is so damn lame. To get this party jumping, play boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang. Break it down. Boom, ow, boom, ow, chugga wang wang, ow, chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang, boom chugga wang wang, boom chugga wang.
Ta-da!
Oh, that was awesome, Don.
Bravo! Bravo! Bravo!
Alrighty.
All right. So so I'm gonna take just a 2-minute break, and then we'll have our after party. But I want Sarah. Can you keep him here? Keep him. Pete, stay there, right? So look at this is what my grandchildren showed me. If you put the halo on, can everyone see Sarah? Go into go into your gallery view and see Sarah from California. If you put the halo on, this is my grandchildren taught me this. If you put the halo on, you can fight over it. Like Zoom, like Zoom will if you get you can steal from each other, right? So my grandchildren were beating each other's brains out over one halo the other day. The idea of angels beating each other's brains out over their halo is just one of the best ideas I've ever heard of. And maybe that'll be the title of my next song: Angels Fighting Over Halos. Whatever. All right. So I'll be back in 3 minutes. We'll have our after party. Thanks for coming. You guys are so fun.
All right, done.
Thanks,
Hey,
Don.
Don.
Woo!
Woohoo!
The after party. After party's awesome.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Okay, Gina, I'll go in and try some other hats too.
They're fun, and I still can't get the halo.
Just don't put the cat face on and go to court.
I'm on a Mac, so for some reason
So you have it. You just can't see it. It's right next to the mask. It's right next to this one. It just looks like a little face, but there's no halo that you can see until you put it on.
Yeah.
It's right next to this one. It's between this one
Wait a minute.
and this one.
Ooh.
Try it again. I was trying to find
Now
it.
I'm Geordi from Star Trek.
Oh, look at that.
Marilyn,
Yeah.
that is excellent.
Marilyn.
Isn't that cool? Look at
It is cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you find it?
Ooh.
Did you find it? The
No,
I don't
halo,
get
Yeah.
any. I'm not getting anything.
the
Am I supposed?
is underneath the hub, and it's above the little. I don't know what this is. Is this a tiger? A mountain lion? I don't know what I am right now.
Okay, I see that one. I think is that me?
It's right above it. Yeah, right above that one. That was the halo.
Oh, look at that! You're
There
so.
you
color.
go.
What
There
you get?
go.
Wow.
Can I have? Well, can I fight over with Apache, my puppy?
Now, do you know how to do the eyebrows? If you go to Studio Effects, it's the blue writing on the bottom.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can
That is
do a
awesome.
mustache, a beard. You can do eyebrows.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
You can do lips. You can
Look
do
at-
some crazy lips.
You know, I have to tell you, is anybody here familiar with UMass? Many years ago, I mean like 20 some years ago, I asked, someone asked if they could use the photo that they had taken, and I said, only if you put on digital lipstick. And look at this, it's digital lipstick.
Yes.
Whoa!
I
My
kind of
goodness.
do love the
Wacky.
eyebrows. It's kind of like I like my eyebrows now. I kind of like these little fake eyebrows.
Man, oh, I like the eyebrows. Yeah. Ooh,
I know.
wow. And they
Marilyn, you look
Excellent.
fabulous.
work.
Fabulous.
Darling, you always look fabulous.
Mask or none.
Ah,
This
wow.
thing's gotten away
I
from
hope
me
I can
now.
turn these. Oh, hello. I hope I can
Look
turn
at
these
that.
off then eventually.
No, you can't, Marilyn.
Well, that's what happened to that poor attorney, right? Who got the,
Right. Yes.
you know,
Just remember, the video was
Yeah.
all we
Oh
want.
my gosh! Now you got a Valentine Day crown.
I know. Look at me.
Wow.
So right now, hey, boys and girls, this is fun. I guarantee you, in a month, everyone will be so sick of this, they'll be like, please do not do this anymore. But for now, it's good fun, and I thank you all for playing along. Welcome to the after party. Those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, Facebook over here, YouTube over here, welcome. You're welcome to come over to Zoom. The information to do that is in your chats, but you can also hang out over there anonymously. That's great. So we're going to start our after party, and what I say every week is, this has been so much fun for me because I feel like Branson, Missouri. I bring the people I love to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I get to be with them. This is the thing that we lost. Pat would know this, and all these musicians that tour, you know, we would hang around after the concerts, and
Yeah.
and play music, sit in a circle, tell stories, and so the audience would hang sometimes, you know what I mean, some of the audience. And so we're sort of using technology to simulate that here, and it gives me a chance to hang around. So I want to start by introducing you to somebody from California. She's coming to us. She drove all the way from Los Angeles, if you can believe that, tonight.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
she's here someplace. She's a wonderful songwriter. She's going to talk to us about later. I'll interview her a little bit in the next second round, and we'll talk about a big show that she's got coming up. But please welcome Karen Hart.
Hey, Karen, good to see
Hi,
you
everybody.
Hey.
See you
Great
again.
to see you all.
Okay. So Karen, you want to kick us off with the tune here, and we'll chat next time around.
I will do that. So I can see you guys have been having a good time hanging around upside down and sideways. Let me fix my little monitor. There we go. Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So this is a song that hopefully we'll all be able to do again one day. It's called it's kind of what we're doing now, doing a whole lot of nothing. But so here it goes. Heaven can wait. I'm not knocking on your pearly gates so fast. You're not getting rid of me so fast. I'm sticking around on the right side of the ground. Relax. I'm making every day of this dream last. I got a little time before I go. I ain't gonna hurry, I'm taking it slow. Nice and easy, you know where I'll be. I'll be laying on a beach, sipping on something, doing a whole lot of nothing. Laying on a beach, sipping on something, doing a whole lot of nothing. No more spinning my wheels, making everything such a big deal. Enough. You know that I'm done sweating the small stuff. I got a little time before I go. I ain't gonna hurry, I'm taking it slow. Nice and easy, you know where I'll be. I'll be laying on a beach, sipping on something, doing a whole lot of nothing. Laying on a beach, sipping on something, doing a whole lot of nothing. Did you put a tweet-ta-ta-ta? Dropping my sails, watching the whales, telling tall tales until dawn is gone. Gonna live till I die. Here's mud in your eye. Let's toast to every sweet day till we say adios. I got a little time before I go. I ain't gonna hurry, I'm taking it slow. Nice and easy, you know where I'll be. I'll be laying on a beach, sipping on something, doing a whole lot of nothing. Laying on a beach, sipping on something, doing a whole lot of nothing. Laying on a beach, smoking something, doing a whole lot of nothing, doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Woo! All right.
Oh, that was beautiful, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
Beautiful.
That was great, Karen.
Hey.
Thanks for getting us off to a great start here. You'll hang around. We'll go around at least one more time, probably two more times. Does that work for you? And we'll chat a little bit in the middle there.
Sure.
All right, one more time for
Sounds
Karen
great.
Hart from.
Karen!
Yay.
Good job.
Thanks.
All right, so now I want to introduce you to somebody that I think the world of. I've known him a little bit. He's just a fantastic musician and performer, but just a really interesting guy to talk to and be around. I just think so much of him, and I'm so glad that he's well and that he's able to join us here from New York, I believe, New York City. So please, a nice welcome for Pat Wichter.
Yay, Pat! Great to see you, Pat.
Yeah, here's to your
Pat.
health. Here's to your health, Pat.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Many times over.
Thank you very much. It's been quite a journey finding my way back, but I'm feeling pretty good these days, and I'm feeling pretty close to 100%. And
Wonderful.
so
Awesome,
thank you so
awesome.
much, Don, for inviting me to be part of this. I'm making little baby steps back into performing, so this is a very kind way to help me on that journey.
Well, sure. So, for the folks that don't know, Pat was one of the first people I knew who got COVID, right? So it was in like May
Back
or
in
something.
March. Yeah,
March.
it was March 20th. 21st is when I got it. So.
Yeah, and you were late, knocked down by it, right? Like, I mean,
It wasn't until October that I basically recovered most of my energy and stamina, and that was still with the occasional low day. It wasn't really until November, end of November, that I could say I'm 100%. You wouldn't know I'd had it. So, yeah.
man, I love you, man, and I'm so glad that you're inching back, and I'm just smiling from ear to ear here, just to lay eyes on you, honestly, and to know that you're doing okay. So if
Thank you.
you're tuned for us, and when we come around the second time, if you'll hang out, we'll
Sure
chat a little
thing.
bit. Sure.
Absolutely. Sure,
All
we'll
right,
talk more.
so let's
This is one that I wrote thinking about just the state of civic discourse. And I guess one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot, I guess a lot of us are thinking about particularly over the last 5 years or so, is what is it? What do we need in order for all of us who don't necessarily look at things the same way to figure out how to go forward together, even amidst disagreements? And so I wrote this one, and it's called I Got a Right. I got a right to be dead wrong. In your world I don't belong, 'cause you've told me all along. I got a right to be dead wrong. I got a right to go to hell. But I ain't mad and I wish you well. I am under no one's spell. I got a right to go to hell. Now you see my will is free. What you believe is not for me. And I won't say that we must agree if both of us are to be free. I got a right to be damned. I ain't trying to take a stand, but you just had to force my hand. So I got a right to be damned. Now you see my will is free. What you believe is not for me. And I won't say that we must agree if both of us are to be free. I got a right to be dead wrong. Hope we can still get along. We're each singing our own songs. I got a right to be dead wrong. I got a right to be dead wrong. I got a right to be dead wrong. I got a right to be dead wrong.
Yeah.
Woo! Very nice, Pat. Thank you.
Wow, that's great, Pat. Thank you so much. So great to see you, my friend.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
That one's brand new, Pat, is it?
It's pretty new, yeah. It's pretty
Right.
in the last few months.
Oh, good. Well, it's a great tune. So you'll hang around and we'll go around.
I'm here.
Times. All right, here, let me play one. We'll go around one more time, and then at the end of that round, we'll get Marilyn to do another poem, and maybe we'll, if Gina's still here, we'll get her in, and then we'll, just make it like we're hanging around, hang around the mucky duck, right?
Sounds great.
All right, one more time for Pat Victor, everybody. Come on now.
Woo!
Hey, Pat!
All right,
Hey,
Pat.
Pat!
All right, so I'm gonna play this song because I need to practice it. I'm gonna just got invited to send a video to the Clearwater Festival. Where the Clearwater, those of you who don't know, is the name of Pete Seeger's boat that he rode up and down the Hudson until he just sort of got everybody to make it clean without them knowing that they were doing it. Like, he was a sly dog, that Pete Seeger guy. And I got to play at his 100th birthday in Beacon, New York a while back, and everybody was there, his family and all that, and they talked a lot about Pete the children's performer, Pete the guy who cleaned up the Hudson. But I always thought that the Pete Seeger that was the most dangerous was the guy who was fighting for working people. So I wrote this song, and the Chapin sisters have been performing it, Tom Chapin's daughters, and I just wanted to practice it here because I have to film it here pretty soon. All the work gets done in the valley. All the money rains down on the mountain top. When the money trickles down to the people in the valley, it's only one little drop to feed the family, one little drop to pay the medical bill, one little drop to pay the mortgage to the banker who sold it to the man at the top of the hill. Oh, they work so hard to divide us with a steady stream of lies. 'Cause if we ever stop fighting with each other, we might start asking each other why. If all the work gets done in the valley, why does all the money rain down on the mountain top? When the money trickles down to the people in the valley, why is it just a little drop? One little drop to feed the family, one little drop to pay the medical bill, one little drop to pay the mortgage to the banker who sold it to the man at the top of the hill. Just keep buying those politicians and those TV newsmen too. Make them say every day that my problem is my neighbor, when I know that my problem is you. Just keep lying about corporate tax breaks, how the jobs are gonna trickle down. But beware of the day when the people say that they are sick of being trickled on. One little drop to feed the family, one little drop to pay the medical bill, one little drop to pay the mortgage to the banker who sold it to the man at the top of the hill. Enjoy your view of the valley from that house on top of the hill. Right now the giant is sleeping, that doesn't mean that it always will. 'cause when the sleeping giant starts moving, it is impossible to stop. You know, every flood that ever washed a city away started with a little drop. One little drop will start an ocean. One little drop will start the rain. One little drop will start the flood that's coming to wash the gilded city away. If all of the work gets done in the valley, why does all the money rain down on the mountain top? When the money trickles down to the people in the valley, why is it just a little drop? There you go.
Done.
Wow.
That
Hey,
was great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Woo.
All right. Thanks for indulging me. I'm just gonna turn it over to everybody else now, but I did want to practice that one. I've already played enough tonight. So here, let's go back to Karen. We'll go one more round, and then we'll start pulling in, you know, random people here and there. So Karen, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk about the gig that you have coming up. Can you chat a little bit about that? I know that it was you expressed to me that it was a pretty big gig for you, an important one.
Oh, well, the Los Angeles Jewish Symphony is going to be featuring me on one of my compositions, and it's a piece for choir and symphony, and it's for Passover, and it's I've written a couple of choral pieces, for, Jewish gospel pieces, because I love gospel music, but I was raised Jewish. Jewish. And so they're going to be performing my piece called Shake My Faith. And we just did the video shoot the other day, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And then the choir will be all in these boxes all around me, and the orchestra and stuff. So that's going to be it's going to premiere worldwide on JLTV. It's I guess it's a cable television station that broadcasts worldwide, and that's going to be, I don't have the exact date yet, but it's going to be late in March, corresponding with Passover.
Well, so we have your Facebook and your information in all the chat, so people can keep an eye on that to learn about that.
Yeah, or just drop me a line and on my website and let me know that you want to be on my mailing list or whatever, and I'll let you know about it.
Thank you for being here. Do you want to play another tune for us?
Yeah, so Pat, I'm so sorry to hear about your COVID situation, and we had COVID under our roof as well early on, right in March. We were sponsoring a little nursing student in our home from UCLA Hospital, and they had her real early on taking care of a COVID patient. Before they even were giving the nurses masks.
Oh.
So, yeah, so she was in a room for 10 hours with a COVID patient. The patient died of COVID, and she, of course, came down with it. And she was living under our roof, and thank goodness my husband and I did not catch it from her. We isolated her very quickly, and she's doing great now. And it took her a long time to recover as well. She was 25 years old and got very sick. She was so healthy before. She was training for a triathlon, and it knocked her down that badly as well. So I wrote this song to COVID called Get Out of My House. Get out of my house, my rules. I don't want to suffer no fools. Get out of my house, from under my skin. Don't want to see you come around here again. Get out of my house, get out of my sight. Don't want to see 1 centimeter of a cheater blocking my light. My house, get out of my way. Get yourself out of my mouth. Nothing left to say. Who invited you anyway? Who in this soul. Watch me now, I'm gonna grow old without you. Get out of my house, get out of my head. Gonna fight you now. Then I can rest when I'm dead. My house from under my feet, so I can run with the wolves and dance in the streets and give all I have and reach for the sky and love and laugh and live till I die and do all I can. Hang on for the ride, spread peace and joy from the inside. Hear me roar, watch me soar, hear me cry. Get out of my house, 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 get out of my house.
Karen, that was
Yay, very good. Excellent.
That is awesome.
awesome.
Thank
I'm
you.
thankful you and your husband did well. And
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, if you were aiming that song at me, I would have been out of that house in a minute. I'll tell you.
I know.
I feel the power. So Karen, you'll hang around. We'll go around one more time. One more time for Karen. That was just fantastic.
Awesome, Karen.
Yay,
Yes,
Karen.
everybody.
Hey, Karen.
Very good.
All right, Pat Victor, let's talk a little bit, buddy. So let's talk about music a little bit, Pat.
Sure.
Yeah. So, what would you call an early influence for you? Like, were you just absorbing all kinds of music back as a kid, or did you have a direction? Did something light you up and you decided that was it? Any thoughts on that?
Well, I'm a product of music education. So the first musical instrument I played was the trumpet. They made all the sixth graders in my school, join the school band. I had to pick some kind of instrument, so I picked the trumpet. And then 2 years later, I was actually at a different school, and they made all the eighth graders learn to play the guitar. And I was like, twist my arm. So I started playing guitar at that point. And at that stage in my life, I was, in eighth grade. So I was 13, 14 years old, and I really wanted to be a heavy metal musician. So that was, that's what I was listening to. Not just heavy metal, of course. I was listening to like a lot of prog rock and, and there was a lot of music in the air in the house. My sister had a weird eclectic mix of records, everything from like bubblegum pop to Weather Report. I had an older brother who was listening to Ella Fitzgerald and John Coltrane. My mother had, Dave Brubeck records. My dad, of course, listened to nothing but Mitch Miller and, stuff like that. So I had a I had a real gamut of things in the house.
Don't you think it's common for the youngest kid to like pick up all the influences and mold them into something? And you hear that story all the time. My older brother had this, my sister had that. I think that kids, nobody's paying attention to them, right? The parents are done. They're like, good luck. I hope you don't die, right? We experimented on the older ones, but we're done. Do whatever you want. Good luck. But they're. Go ahead.
I had the great benefit or detriment, depending on how you look at it, of a largely unsupervised childhood. So
I was on a crime spree from 9 a.m. till.
So I got into my share of trouble, but I also was able to be a bit of a mad scientist and try things and learn things and that was good because as you're pointing out, there was almost nobody paying attention. So
Pat, I am so happy to see you and see you doing well. I really am. And thank you so much for being here. And why don't you play another tune for us, bud?
Sure thing. I was just going to say also to Karen, that's a real accomplishment that you and your husband stayed healthy. That's a beautiful thing. My wife managed to stay healthy. We live in a 1-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn, New York, and she managed not to get sick. And that's, I think, the thing we are probably most proud of. That was the thing we did great in 2020, was to make sure she didn't get sick.
Yeah, great.
I guess I'm going to fess up that a lot of the things that I've been thinking about over the last couple of years have a lot to do with the state of the country. So that's what I'm writing about, because I write what I'm thinking about. And so this one is called The Devil You Know. The devil you know, he's a regular guy. Well, could he be the devil when he meets you on your level and he looks you straight in the eye? He says he got nothing to hide. The devil you know, he's a one-man show. Knows your every fear, says what you want to hear, that anger is a good that grows, gives you new friends and foes. With the devil's touch, the little changes start to show. Don't you ever notice that faint orange glow from the fires below, creeping in your soul? We're all going down to the crossroads. We're all going down to the crossroads. Don't you get burned, there's still time to turn from the devil you know. The devil you know, his fine print is the finest. Hold on to your wallet, 'cause the numbers are falling and it's all coming up a big minus, sneaking up behind us. The devil you know, the game that he's playing, he's a man of his word, long as you haven't heard most of what he's been saying. The predator always preying. Can't you feel the beads of sweat pouring off your brow? Like the tears of your better angels now, praying so hard for you to turn around. We're all going down to the crossroads, yes we are. We're all going down to the crossroads. Don't you get burned, there's still time to turn from the devil you know. The devil you know tells a real good story about us and them, and remember when, all for the greater glory, all the points he's scoring. The devil you know wants to take up your time. Well, he ain't the first, the last, or the worst of the devils of his kind. So don't you pay him no mind. Can't you feel the beads of sweat pouring off your brow? Like the tears of your better angels now, praying so hard for you to turn around. We're all going down to the crossroads, we surely are. We're all going down to the crossroads. Don't you get burned, there's still time to turn from the devil. Well, he feels like a friend, and that's why you bend towards the devil. Don't you get burned, there's still time to turn from the devil you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Awesome.
Marvelous.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
that was
Thank you.
awesome.
I call that killing it.
Yeah, killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that was so great, Pat. Thank you
It
so much. One
was.
more time for Pat Wichter. Oh my
Hey, Pat Richter.
Yeah.
Great to see you, my
All
friend.
right, Pat.
All right, hang around, Pat. We'll do one more lightning round. All right, so now it's time for me to reintroduce our poet for the night, our Poets Corner representative, and a good friend to all the musicians and the friends here in the community, Marilyn Ray Byer. Please make her feel
Hey,
welcome.
Marilyn.
Oh, Marilyn.
Marilyn,
Karen, I sent you a note. My address is in the bottom.
Okay.
More on that later.
So,
Okay.
Marilyn, briefly, but let's talk about the exciting stuff. And when I met you, you were a DJ here in, you were from Chicago, living over here in Lexington, or one of them towns, one of them other great L towns over there, and working at WUMB. But then you went back to Chicago, and then what happened? Tell everybody.
Well, yeah, it was pretty unbelievably exciting. After WUMB, I was a PR director at the fabulous Perkins School for the Blind for many years, retired from there, moved back to my hometown of Chicago, and Rich Warren, the great Rich Warren, who kept the lights on the Midnight Special for 30 years, said, "Oh, we have to talk. I'd like to retire. Would you like to be the host of the Midnight Special?" And I was like, "You what? This was the radio show I listened to. It's where I first heard Ramblin' Jack Elliott in, 1965 or something like that." So he somehow persuaded the management to hire me. And so now I'm the host of the Midnight Special.
Hey!
So,
Wonderful.
tell your friends to
awesome,
send me their
Marilyn.
music. Midnight Special at WFMT.com.
I mean, it's
Find
syndicated, right? That's it.
It's nationally syndicated, and we have listeners, of course, streaming online. I hear regularly from this guy who lives in Alsace-Lorraine in France and Alaska and you name it. Yeah, so a lot of good stuff. But of course, here I am with my old peeps from Massachusetts, and I would never ever have even thought of writing poetry if it hadn't been for the marvelous friendships that I made. And I remember Elizabeth McKim, your book, when I went out to Wake Up and Smell the Poetry in Hopkinton,
Yes.
yours was the first book that I had ever purchased from a living poet in front of me. That was the very first one. And it was it was decades ago now, but I'm so thrilled that you're here. Not to mention
Me
all the
too,
other
Meryl.
wonderful friends who are listening. And Neil has with whatever lack of wisdom he had me for an entire evening one time at ROM. It was wonderful. But
All right,
so
Marilyn.
I've got my courage up, and I'm going to share with you a sestina, which is a form of poetry. It's an Italian word, but a French form of poetry where you have to choose 6 words. It's kind of like Mad Libs for poets. You have to choose 6 words and put them together in a form. There's a formula. And I don't know, I'm just going to show you the 6 words here. I don't know. Do they look backwards to you?
Oh, that's right. It's good.
Okay. So it's building, stone, squirrel. What is that one? Dead, light, and sink.
You know,
so those are the 6 words I chose. So you can listen to this poem and hear the 6 words repeating in various patterns throughout. It's called Word Building. I like to write about architecture. Did you ever stop to think what really makes a building? The easy answers are steel and oak and glass and stone. But there are structures without gutters that a squirrel can invade, scrabble over, and stay trapped in until it's found dead when you clean out the leaves in the springtime light. After a job like that, you need a good scrub in the basement sink. You start with a fearless foundation that you sink into the ground so deep that no matter what hits it, the building won't budge. You'll face it in marble, showing east to catch the light. Every pedestrian will know your name from the cornerstone. What a monument to leave for your daughter when you're dead. If you are not too extravagant, you'll still have time to squirrel away more gold than the piles and piles of nuts a squirrel lays by in the fall. Outfit the kitchen with a simple farmer's sink. Employ classic motifs found in the tombs of dead Egyptians. Never forget that you are building a tribute to your well-lived life. Not a tombstone to hold your body down. You will keep it light. For winter, you will want a fireplace for light to keep you warm and snug as a hibernating squirrel, with shiny brass andirons and a hearth of ancient stone. In the spring mud, your boots will likely sink unless you use more stones for the path to the building, not caring that the grass beneath them will be dead. Every night, the world outside is dead quiet. You will write by the home fire's light. Warm inside, you and your love are building dreams and telling your baby tales of Squirrel Nutkin and Benjamin Bunny as you bathe her in the sink. Her toes so pink and her eyes blue as sapphire stone. The house you write is stronger than the oaken timbers and stone walls. For trees used to frame houses are dead, and the nails you countersink are steely cold. Writing is made from life. The light of your words comes warmly, quick and soft as the tale of a squirrel that lived in the oak. Poems more sturdy than any building. The poet in the mirror may sink from view, but the words stay like stone or glass or marble building long after the dead winter is buried, reflecting light bright as a penny, nimble as a squirrel.
Wow.
Brava, bravissima. Excellent.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
It's so much fun. I recommend it as an exercise to any writer.
It is. Do you have a special technique the way you do it? I mean, because I do sestinas too, and what I do is I put all, in each stanza, there's 6 stanzas. There's a little, the first becomes last and the last goes up and everything. And so I put the end words, all the way down for the 6 stanzas. And then I start thinking about weaving the lines.
That's
you do
exactly what
that?
I did. I did it like a, like a chart.
Yeah.
I did it on graph paper because I love graph paper.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a very orderly thinker, so graph paper makes me feel secure. So that's what I did.
You're certainly a
Wonderful.
Elizabeth. That's Elizabeth McKim. Those of you who don't know, the jazz poet of Lynn, legendary poet. Anything she says about poetry is true. Stuff she says is bullshit, but that's all. No, I'm just saying.
Follow Eliz on Facebook. There's always gems to get your day going, no matter what you're going through. She takes you through it.
Thank you.
Elizabeth McKim changed the entire complexion of Lynn, Massachusetts when she moved here so many years ago. She's a legend here. So I'm glad that you're here, Elizabeth. Let's hear one more time for Marilyn.
Yeah, Marilyn.
All right, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to squeeze in a guest friend of mine coming to us from Louisiana. Then we're going to do like a lightning round and try to get this thing wrapped up in 20 minutes, half an hour, probably 9:45, I think, East Coast time. So now I am delighted if she's still here. Let's see, is she still here? Gina Forsyth. There she is right there. Oh my God, I can't believe she's here. She's coming here from
Yay, Gina.
Louisiana, yes.
So good to see you.
Hey, it's great to see you guys. Pat, Karen, I don't think we've met, but great to hear you. And Marilyn, yeah, it's great to see you again.
So, so do you have something coming up next week? You want to just
yeah, I'm gonna do a streaming concert on. I'm gonna do a Facebook Live thing and see if Facebook lets me do that sort of thing. But I'll probably be doing some, the usual original songs and mixed with fiddle expressions and and just see what happens. But it looks like it's going to be Friday, March 5th. We think maybe around 7. Probably 7 Eastern time.
Okay. Well, we have your information in the chat so people can look for you. I'm a huge fan.
Gina Forsyth Facebook page or Gina Forsyth the band page or Gina Forsyth music.
All right. So we'll keep an eye on that. And will you give us a little taste of what we can look forward to on the 5th of March?
Sure. I mean we're all reflecting on COVID and hopefully seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. So this is one of those songs about in the middle of the darkness seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. There will come a day when these hard times are over. Some friends will fall away. Some will come back to stay. For those still with us, there'll be songs of celebration. But we will remember the friends who fell away. Those who've left us, those who've drifted from those who turned shoulder over things that were sad. We'll remember all the friends we loved and tried to, those we wish we could talk to, the living and the dead. Life is a garden you always have to water. It don't grow like you think it ought to. You don't learn that in school. Meanwhile, I'm at the fountain wishing you're somewhere listening, but you were keeping your distance before it was cool. There will come a day when these hard times are over. Some friends will fall away. Some of them are gone for good. When it's over, let's all remember whatever we did the best we could. It ain't faith till that's all you're holding on to. Sometimes that's gone too. Calling on a friend, maybe now we can't be near, and there is no guarantee here. Here's hoping we can be there when the world comes back again. There will come a day when these hard times are over. Some friends will fall away, and some will remain. When it's over, there will be some celebration, and I live for the day when I can see your face again. I live for the day when I can see your face again.
Thanks, Gina.
Beautiful, Gina.
Thank you
That's
so
wonderful.
much.
Wow.
Great.
Thank you so much. It's great to see you all. I'm going to probably tiptoe out of here and have some red beans and rice here pretty soon.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, thanks for coming around. Wow,
Yes.
it's just great to hear your voice and see you moving on the screen. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Likewise.
It was great, Gina, and that guitar sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
Wait till you hear her fiddle. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
So you do that on March 5th, right? Gina
March
Forsyth,
5th.
Facebook page. Gina,
Yep.
I love the energy you put in this world. I'm a huge fan. So thank you for stopping by. Anytime you get something that you want us to know about, you just pop in. Even if we're busy like tonight, I'll make sure that you get to play something and announce what you're doing. I'm a huge fan. So much love to you.
Much love
Yay.
back at you, John.
Thank you.
Great to
hey,
see you,
Gina, that
Gina.
was awesome.
All right, boys and girls. So now it's the Karen and Pat. This is our last run through. This is the lightning round because you see all the people watching. They all have long rides home, and they got to get a early start on it. So we're gonna do a song each, and then I'm gonna end up by reading a little something. I want to thank everybody for coming, but let's get back to Karen. Karen, why don't you take us home from your end of it?
Okay, so I wanted to take a moment to show you my CD because life's too short. And the first song that I played, Doing a Whole Lot of Nothing, that's on here. And the next song I'm going to play is on here as well. It's called Saving It. And there's some songs on here that I sang in movie soundtracks. And it was the singing voice of Sigourney Weaver in a remake of Snow White. That's on here. And then the second song I played, Get Out of My House, that's going to be on my upcoming album called All Funked Up in 2020. So this one's called Saving It. It's got a great sing-along on the chorus. It's just saving it, saving it, saving it. So I'm going to bring it on home with this. Heading up Highway 101, 80 more miles to Washington. I gotta get to you before I see the sun. Roll down the window, feel the night air. I'm driving way too fast, but I don't care. I've got you in my heart, got the wind in my hair. Pulling up on my right, some honey's winking at me. He's driving blind. If he doesn't see, I'm saving it, saving it. saving it all for you. I'm saving it, saving it, saving it, saving it all for you. Saving up all my love for you. Last night I took that long last kiss we had. I played it over and over in my head. Then I remembered those cute little things you said. Now I'm passing every single car in sight, 'cause I don't want to spend another night saving it, saving it, saving it, saving it all for you. Just saving it, saving it, saving it, saving it all for you. Saving up all my love for you. I'm almost there. You're just around the bend. Oh yeah, I'm gonna slam it in park and bust right in and make up for every minute I've been saving it, saving it, saving it, saving it all for you. Just saving it, saving it, saving it, saving it all for you. Saving up all my love for you. For you.
Woo!
Karen, that was awesome.
That was beautiful, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Pat, I really wanted to give a shout out to Pat for that last song he played that reminded me of a Lowell George and Little Feat. That was awesome.
Oh, that's high praise. Thank you so much, Karen.
Karen, thank you so much for being here tonight, and the best of luck with everything
It's
that you're doing.
my pleasure. Thank you all for listening and sharing the
Stop by
love.
anytime. Like I said, I can't always get everybody in, but I'll try my best, and I think what you're doing is great. One more time, everybody, for Karen Hart.
Karen.
Yay, Karen.
Thank you.
Looking forward to that CD.
You're already selling CDs. I'm looking in the chat. You'll be able to buy red beans and rice for yourself tonight too. Not just Venus having red beans and rice. You're gonna be able to buy some too.
Great.
All right, Pat Victor. Thank you so much for being here with us, and I can't wait till we can sit down and have coffee together, you and I. That day's coming, and thanks for not dying, I guess is what I'm saying.
That's right.
You know Zoe Mulford, right?
Oh.
She has her list of, it's the 5 do's and don'ts of touring musicians, and the first number 1 on the list is number 1, don't die. And that's like, and that's sort of, I never get past number 1 really each day. I wake up each day and say, I'm still here, which is awesome. So thank you, Don. It's going to be a joyous day when we can sit across the table and just, catch up and chew the fat face to face.
Yeah. Anytime you have something to promote, just stop by. You know what I mean? We do this every Thursday, and it's here for this reason. Do you know what I mean? There's no real money in this. You know what I mean? It's the idea of letting people know about each other. I just got a nice note from Sarah in the chat who said, thank you for doing this. I've met more new artists in the last year than in the previous 5 from coming here, and so it's it's good. A lot of people watch this, and then it stays up too. You know what I mean? So you just don't know, and it's good. When this is over, the music, I think, is going to be global because of this technology. You can be in Ireland, you can be anywhere.
Right.
I mean, you can make fans any place, and so we're doing our little part here. So I'm glad to see you, Pat. Why don't you take us home with the tune?
Sure. I've been thinking a lot, as many of us have, about truth and falsity and the role it plays in everything going on. And so this is called Information War. Here comes the bullhorn, all that yelling. I ain't buying what they're selling. They want you to believe the truth don't matter anymore. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war. Which way is up? It's hard to know. Why should I trust the one who lies the most? They say we need a strong man to steer the ship to shore. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war. What about the truth? Let the record show someone stood for right, and history will know. We tried to set the stage to end the dark age of the information war. Fearful minds ready to receive. Say it enough times and people will believe. Even when they know it isn't true, well, they still cheer for more. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war. What about the truth? Let the record show someone stood for right, and history will know. We tried to set the stage to end the dark age of the information war. No sword, no shield, but we have to fight. Be brave, take heart, keep looking for the light. And if you see a cloud of smoke that hides the sun outside your door, it's just the latest propaganda in the information war. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war. It's just the latest propaganda in the information war.
Yay, Pat, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great. Very important.
Yeah.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Pat.
you.
That had a nice
Yeah.
groove on it. Yeah.
Pat, you made a lot of new friends tonight, and but I'm an old friend, and I'm in it for the long haul with you, buddy. Thanks for bringing your good energy here, and the best of luck to you. I'm so glad that you're doing better. Much love. Let's have a big thank you for Pat Victor right now, everybody. Come on.
Great to see you, my friend.
How about
Thanks
Matt,
so much, Don.
Liar? That's a nice job tonight.
Yeah.
Karen Hart representing
Karen, great job.
Karen.
Yes, thank you.
Karen from Gina Forsyth too. Not bad.
Hey, Gina.
That's awesome, huh?
And, hey, Don, did you get my request?
No.
Well, with the help of Sarah, I've just based on what Pat had said, I think you should close the show with that song.
With a great day to not
Great
be
day
dead.
to not be dead.
I'll tell you what.
But he's got something he wants to read.
I'm gonna read a poem by Lawrence Ferlinghetti. Actually.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's all right then.
Okay.
So Ferlinghetti, I mean, I'm guessing on this, but he's got to be the last of the beat poets, right? I mean, they must all rest of them be dead, right? I mean, that was a long time ago. He lived to be 101. City Lights Bookstore. Elizabeth, did you ever meet him?
I did.
You want to
I
tell
met
us?
him at Shakespeare and Company bookstore in Paris. He's great. Yeah. He's wonderful. I heard him here in Boston too.
Yeah, I think he showed up at Stone Soup at one time.
Right. He was a very good friend of Jack Powers.
Right.
Oh,
and he and so whenever he was in Boston, he'd show up.
So, so just in case you want to know how cool Elizabeth is, there's no poet of any stature that you can say, "Look, have you met them?" And she wouldn't say, "Yes, in Paris." Yeah.
Leave it to
Elizabeth. Love it.
You know, 101 years of telling the truth. That's quite an accomplishment. So
I know.
I like this one a lot. It's called "The World Is a Beautiful Place" by Lawrence Ferlinghetti, 1919 to 2021. Thank you all for coming, and thanks for a lovely night. And everybody on the other platforms, I love you. We'll see you next Thursday. In case you know, is my birthday party too, by the way.
Oh, wonderful! We'll be there.
There'll be 21. There'll be cake, but it'll only be me eating it. That's all I'm saying. All right, The World is a Beautiful Place, a tribute to the late, great Lawrence Ferlinghetti. The world is a beautiful place to be born into if you don't mind happiness not always being so very much fun. If you don't mind a touch of hell now and then, just when everything is fine, because even in heaven they don't sing all the time. The world is a beautiful place to be born into if you don't mind some people dying all the time, or maybe only starving some of the time, which isn't half so bad if it isn't you. Oh, the world is a beautiful place to be born into if you don't much mind a few dead minds in higher places, or a bomb or two now and then in your upturned faces, or such other improprieties as our name brand society is prey to with its men of distinction and its men of extinction and its priests and other patrolmen and its various segregations and congressional investigations and other constipations that our fool flesh is heir to. Yes, the world is the best place of all for a lot of such things as making the fun scene and making the love scene and making the sad scene and singing low songs of having inspirations and walking around looking at everything and smelling flowers and goosing statues and even thinking and kissing people and making babies and wearing pants and waving hats and dancing and going swimming in rivers on picnics in the middle of the summer and just generally living it up. Yes, but then right in the middle of it comes the smiling mortician. Godspeed, Lawrence Ferlinghetti.
Yay! That was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You picked that up from Don. That was awesome.
Oh,
that was a definitely good closer.
And I really love the way you read it.
Thank
Me
you.
too.
Yes.
What is the name of that poem?
It's called
The World is a Beautiful Place.
Oh
right?
yeah, The World is a Beautiful Place.
Yeah. All right.
It must be in Coney Island of the Mind, isn't it?
I believe it is. It may be part of that, right? All right, everybody. Thank you for coming, and thanks for supporting live music. You know, seriously, if you got an artist that you love out there, stop by. You buy a CD, get your friends to buy a CD. That means something to them, or support them when they're doing something. These are small things that we can do to help our friends who lost their way to make a living. You know, when the last time I saw Pat Victor, or the second to last time, we were playing in Texas. You know, we were at the 4 o'clock show, and they were at the 8 o'clock show. You know, but none of that's been happening for almost a year now. So thank you so much for supporting the arts and for supporting me in particular. And I'll do my best to bring as much love and happiness to you as I can possibly muster every Thursday. Much love. Here you go.
Yay, Don.
You always do. You always do. Thank you, and
So
thank
beautiful.
Brandon. Thank Brandon
next
for
Thursday.
Brandon for
Thank
being
you,
behind the
Brandon.
scenes.
Brandon.
Bye, Marilyn. Thanks.
Hi, Tom. See you next time.
Yeah, take care, everybody.
Facebook and YouTube.
Bye.
Great
See
to
you
see
all.
you, Marilyn.
Bye,
Take care.